What is it below? Jagun, Jagun! Ẹ káàbọ̀ sílé ológun. Ilé ológun. Akíkanjú tó bá lóògùn ní pẹ̀tẹ́ ogun.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Movie Review with Lateef, and today I will be reviewing the movie that everyone is talking about right now, and this is Jagun by Femi Adebayo. Jagun is a story of a young man who is determined to become a mighty warrior, joins an elite army, encountered problems with the warlord, and the love of a woman. This is an epic story, and this is like one of a kind because I love not just the storyline but everything that that happened in the movie, and that is why I'm going straight to characterization. Jagun, as we have seen, as you all have seen, and I have seen, and everyone is still seeing the movie because it's on Netflix. It's a star-studded movie. When I say star-studded, I mean like Femi Adebayo picked everyone from everywhere, both skit makers, producers, actors, like everyone together to get this movie in our faces, and this is a fantastic job. And speaking of the characterization, I would like to start with how he introduced each character. I love how Femi Adebayo, who plays the role of Ogundiji, entered our faces in the movie. And starting off, the first scene where we saw Muyiwa Dimola in his kingdom, and then he was being attacked by Odulade. I love the fact that he gave people like literally 2 roles, but those roles are roles that cannot be forgotten. I love how Odulade tried to put humor into his acting and all of that, and how Ogundiji introduced himself like, okay, I'm the warlord, I'm the one in charge of all of these people, I'm taking care of these people, you cannot mess, just that. And boom, he entered, they did what he had to do, and then he left. Powerful movement, and that is an excellent, like when you're talking about excellent actors, you have to give it to Femi Adebayo. I love how he introduced, the young man that wants to become a mighty warrior, and that is Lateef Adedimeji. Lateef Adedimeji was, I love the introduction. This is who he is, and kudos to the narrator. Actually, let's give it to the narrator. Lateef Adedimeji, talking about how powerful he is. Even though he wants to become a mighty warrior, he could speak to the threes. They can hear him. They listen to him. They support him. How he was introduced, like this is who Botija is, because he played the role of Botija in the movie Jagun. And I'm like, wow, this is happening in Nollywood. He has to give them their flowers, and that is excellent. Then I love the queen, Fetia Balogun. She wasn't doing too much. She's powerful as well. We didn't even know that she had powers until when the 3 monsters were sent to her to kill her and the entire family. And I'm like, yes, that is what we're talking about. I love how subtle she moved. We could talk about Mr. Macaroni, Woliagba, Kulia Ford, and then let's not forget Itele. Itele, we all know Itele, King Kesari, and how, he does his thing with the Kesari movement. That would have been like, okay, that's what you're expecting from him, that particular acting and, that style of acting, but this time is different. We have seen him in Ageshikoli, and I'm like, okay. And when I saw him, I'm like, okay, is he going to do the same thing? But no, he didn't. Now he's much older, he's well respected, and then he still carried out a fantastic act. Like, no, you have to give it to these people. And that, I would say, yes, and every other actors in the movie. But before I continue with the characterization, let me quickly say this. I love what Femi Adebayo did with Ibrahim Chata. You know, I've been seeing posters and I'm like, watching him, I'm like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? We would have expected that, like, you know, it would have done A and B, but you know, the little introduction of what he did at the end of the movie, you know, at the point I forgot that he was even in the movie, and then he came and then he just shouted Ogundiji, and that is like, you know, he has put us in this position whereby we are like, there must be a part 2, and if there is no part 2, he is not wrong. He is also very, very right. But this is what I call a good movie. Now, let's get back into the characterization. You know, talking about each characters and everything, it was fantastic. Even Bukumi too, you know, she did well and all of that. Now, the acting, you know, it went well. I love, if you guys did not notice, I noticed like things that, you know, that was replayed in the movie, Jago. First, I love the fact that he introduced, you know, the character of late Adebayo Falete in Shaworede as played by Yinka Quadri in the movie. You know, Yinka Quadri is like, yeah, the elderly one in the kingdom that advises, that sees everything but keeps quiet and only speak when he wants to speak, and you know, act when is necessary. The Woman King, you know, the scene where the kings and all of that were being entertained by the warriors, you know, doing particular tasks, and that was where we saw Bochija did what no one else has done apart from Ogundiji himself, that actually, you know, caused the whole problem of it having issues with the warlord and all of that. That can be seen in the Woman King, and I'm like, yeah, good adaptation. There's no problem with that. And also the scene of the queen having powers and, you know, using their powers, you know, to keep their kingdom, and that is, you know, we saw it in Ageshikole with Toyin Abraham, and the same thing that Fetia Balogun also did, you know, when those 3 monsters came to kill her, and then she started vomiting the bullets, and you know, before Botija actually came to intervene and save the queen, save the day, as we say. Yeah, I mean, good adaptation. And then again, I love the fact that, you know, usually in Nollywood, especially Yoruba film or maybe English movie, you know, when they see their child dies or something, you know, they are running, they are throwing all their rappers away, throwing their beats, throwing their whatever away, and running like, ah. But in the case of Fecha Balogun in this movie, she saw Kiton, Iroyin Ogu Kinto, you know, dead, lifeless, and then she softly moved, you know, towards her, dropped everything, and then was asking questions. You know, it's not every time you're shouting, it's not every time you're throwing everything in the air like, ah, oh mom, you know, all this. No, sometimes do things naturally. Yes, you know, natural reoccurrence like might just happen and then you're screaming, but you know, they're different with the people mourn, people act to things and ask questions, and you know, that is, for me, I gave it to, I'm like, yes, you know, let's see another dimension, let's see another direction, not the everyday thing that people do every now and then. And to me, I'm like, yes, this is it. Also the effect, you know, the effects in the movie, even though they are funny ones, but I love the fact that when Lateef Adedimeji, that is Gotija, you know, when it was introduced and then the tree fell to stand as an obstacle in his way, and then he had to speak to the bamboo tree and say, okay, you know, go back to your position because I must make a way. But you know, usually what I see in Nollywood is that immediately finish that incantation, that tree will just rise and then go back to the position. But it was different, you know. I love the fact that things just don't happen like immediately. You know, he commanded the tree, and then, you know, the wind, we saw the leaves, you know, the old rush and everything before boom, and then the tree, you know, went back to the position. To me, that was great. I love the fact that, you know, when it was being when it was being buried in the coffin, and you know, they threw him into the sea. that one, my hand no deal. Because there is no way that you throw something into the sea and it's already sinking, going beneath the ocean, and then we can still see, his head. The water is not covering him up in no, 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 don't do that. No, 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 don't do that. Don't do that again. We saw it going down, 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 down beneath. And then, his head is still there. Water is not covering his face and all of that. Like, not trash. But no, that one, Then another thing I don't like about the movie is that, now, we know that there's Agemo that, Ogudiji calls to go to war and, destroy, to fight and all of that. But Keton as a princess, right? Botija brings Keton lifeless in Agemo's costume, with the Agemo's face, that all the warrior knows that this is Agemo that fights with us or fight for us. And no one is asking questions, like, and they're all there like, as, oh, Princess Keton is dead or whatever, Keton is dead. Nobody is asking questions like, how is she in Agemo's costume? Is she Agemo and all of that? No. My hand no day for this one. Like, no, you cannot. No, that is obviously not even right. I'm like, yeah, it's a fantastic movie, but some things just add up. Like, now Keton is there and no one is. I mean, why? Even when the mother came, okay, probably she knows that, yeah, her daughter is Agemo or something, because she later revealed, like, part of the charm was to remove her womb, that she cannot have kids and all of that. But now we're talking about Agemo here, and no warrior is even asking questions like, how come she's this thing is blah, 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 blah. Overall, I mean, it's a fantastic movie.
Agemo nijo an pajuba lagbe nirun adamimu nijo ogun ba buru tan logun dije nílò ẹbọra ńlá tí ń jẹ́ Agemo.
Costuming, wow, those costumes are sweet. I love the fact that we are having, especially like during the festival, that all the age grades, they had different costumes that they're wearing. It's good. I mean, it's not like other movies that mostly they're always in blue, adire. Now every village doesn't have to be adire, but this one is different. I love the colors, the ashoke, all of that, and I mean, fantastic. I love the sets. I won't lie. I mean, good location. The sets were built. I love the effects. I love the makeup. The makeup, it looks so real. Having all those scars on their body that represent, like, okay, they've been to war, they've been stabbed several times, and I mean, it's well. I especially love the when this guy was burnt. That was great. That was great, because usually it takes a lot of effort to achieve that, and that was achieved. And I'm like, this is good. I mean, kudos to everyone who was on that team. But I don't understand why a village man is with tattoo. Aziz Ijaduade, I felt like they would have given him another role or something. Not obvious, because I'm like, at the age of something, why is he having tattoo? A warrior that's having tattoo. But anyways, we can always overlook that. And I love the fact that after watching the movie, we're asking questions like, is there going to be a part 2 because of how Ibrahim Chatta was introduced in the movie, or it's just that way of saying, okay, we're having an ending? Most times we're reading a book, I mean, they always make you ask questions after. I'm thinking, is that going to be an adaptation of maybe like a story? Like, are we asking questions after, or there's going to be a part 2? But overall, Jago is a fantastic movie. You can go ahead, watch it on Netflix. Tell a friend that Femi Adebayo is back with Jago, and that is fantastic. All right, then. See you next time. And do subscribe to Lighty Lighto on YouTube and all social media platform to get an update from us. Thank you.
Oníláyé rẹ dópin.